welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a DIY video, and I've never filmed a DIY for my channel before, so I'm like really excited for it. So basically a couple of days ago, a friend of mine asked me if I could make some bookmarks for him, and that's when I thought that it'll be a really cool thing to do for my channel also, like, you know, film the whole process and make like a DIY out of it. So I'm going to be showing you 3 bookmarks, and I would love to check out what you have made or your recreations or something that you tried out, and I'll like I'll insert my Instagram right here, and I would love to check out what you guys made from, like, you know, this video.
Okay, so for the first one, you need a pen, a paper, a cool drink if you're addicted to beverages like I am, and some music. So fold your paper in half and draw a rectangle. And I don't really bother using a ruler because I like the natural feel of it, but you could use one if you want. And basically just start drawing whatever comes to your mind. So this sort of art is called Zentangle, and the easiest way to explain it is to draw literally whatever comes to your mind. But sometimes it's not that easy, so I'm going to be telling you basically some tricks of how to do this sort of art. So divide your paper in sections like I just did, and the trick is to just fill up the sections of the spaces that you just created with some lines or dots, and yeah, it's pretty fun. So basically I guess I got tired of lines and triangles, so I drew some circles there. And yeah, I think another thing to Zentangle is patterns. So, you know, just draw a small pattern and repeat it for a while till you're bored of it. Divide the paper in sections again, and if you can't create any patterns, then there are some fixed patterns that you could always look up, which is the one I'm doing right now. Like this, I'm not really sure what this pattern is called, but this is a very typical pattern that you would find in a lot of Zentangles. So like that, there are a lot of patterns, and you could look some up. And this is one of my favorite patterns. It's like a tangled sticks, like a mess of sticks, and I love this so much. You should definitely try it out. And that's about it. It's kind of really simple, but it takes some time, and your first bookmark is ready. So for the second one, start the same way, and I didn't really like the rectangle there, so I just restarted again, and I did not bother using a ruler again, although I threw the first paper. But yeah, draw a smaller rectangle inside because I wanted a cool border. And for the second one, you'll need watercolors, which are one of my favorite. Watercolors are just so, I don't know, relaxing and fun, and they just flow into ways that, you know, you don't really expect. But anyway, so for this one, I'm doing like a gradient effect, and there are a lot of ways to create gradient effects. Like you can just start painting from darker to lighter, but what I've done here is I painted it by squares, but every time I painted a new square, I used lesser paint and more water, so you get that gradient. And just go over it 2-3 times to create like a darker effect. And back to my favorite gel pen. And here I'm basically doing like a silhouette effect, but you could draw whatever you want. You could probably stick a silhouette if you want. And I'm just doing like a tree, which is like one of my favorite patterns, like blue background and like a silhouette of a tree. I had done a phone cover for this, I mean using this pattern, so I wanted to do a bookmark, you know, using the same thing. And your second bookmark is ready. So for the third one, I think this is the easiest amongst the 3. This is basically a collage of newspapers. So I decided to go from red to blue. You can see like shades of blue coming up, and it's really simple. It's really fun. Like, it takes you back to your childhood where you are just tearing strips of paper and sticking them, and you can create any sort of pattern, design, color gradient. And oh yeah, I'm sticking it with like a mixture of glue and water, so that it's not too thick but it's not too thin. And the end result of this turned out a lot better than I actually expected. Like, the texture is so cool. This was one of my favorites too. And your third bookmark is ready too.
We're finally at the last step. So I've finished making the 3 bookmarks. So that's the first one, and the second one, and the third one. So I'll get it show to you. So here are the 3 bookmarks. I think they look kind of cool, and basically the only thing left now is I just have to cut them up and get them laminated. And yeah, that's basically about it. And another trick is I kind of like saving my paintings or drawings. So like for example this one, I am not going to cut it up. I'm just going to take a copy of it, like a Xerox or a photocopy of it, and then I'll cut that up and laminate that. And same for this one. But the collage one, I think I would just cut this up and laminate this because I don't really think I want to save this one, like the original part of it. Plus I think the texture of this looks better in the original. Like if I take a copy of it, that's just going to be lost. But yeah, apart from that, we are like totally done. So I will get this laminated and cut up, and then I'll be right back. I quickly wanted to show this step in between before I cut the bookmarks up because I thought it looked really cool. This is how the bookmarks are looking before I cut them up. So look at that. Oh wait, it's upside down. Okay. Doesn't that look so cool? I took like 2 copies of these and 2 copies of these. I just feel like putting some really cool artwork here and laminating it, and I don't know, maybe just hanging it up on the wall like that. Oh, I just realized my mic is here in the frame. I was recording something earlier, but yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna cut this up and be right back. Okay, the first one is ready. Okay, so finally the bookmarks are ready. I feel like this has been a really long video to shoot. I don't know how long it's going to be once I edit the whole video. But the filming has definitely been like so long, but it's also been really fun. Here are the bookmarks. This is the first one. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if this has... Oh, now I get why they do that. Anyway, so that's the first one. And the second one, I think all of them turned out so good. I really like them. And the last one is this. So here are all of them, and I really hope you like this video, and please try out like some of them. It's so much fun. None of them take a long time at all. Like each of them probably took me like half an hour, like per this thing. If you do try out some of these, I would love to check them out. So don't forget to tag me on Instagram, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.